Well everyone, the Samsung Galaxy S23 has been out for a little bit of time now, so let's go and see how this particular phone holds up in the later part of 2023 and see if it's still worth buying and see if it's still worth using for the most part. Now, I will definitely tell you the S23, very good phone. I mean, this is by far easily one of the best phones you can actually buy, and I'm a massive fan of the way this phone has been holding up for this day and age. Now, on the front, you're still getting that 6.1-inch dynamic AMOLED display, such a good panel, probably one of the best panels you can probably buy in this day and age as well. It's 1080p, it's 120 Hz, and although it's not perfect, I think Samsung knocked it out of the park with this type of device, and I think it still looks very good for this day and age. Now, some other big things to keep in mind with the Galaxy S23, you are getting that USB Type-C port at the bottom. You're basically getting that, frosted glass back, which looks amazing, and it's a very good looking device. Triple camera setup, wireless and reverse wireless charging. You are basically getting one of the better performing phones, the best feeling phones from this type of device as well, which is something that's really cool without a doubt. So in my opinion, the S23 on the outside, by far one of the better looking devices, and I'm a massive fan of the way this particular phone has been holding up so far. Now on top of that, the S23, you are getting a pretty good camera, 8K capability on the back, 4K at 60 on the front. This camera is still holding up very well so far, and I've compared this thing against the iPhone 15s and so many other phones too, and this phone has done an excellent job. I've had a really good time with this type of phone, and I still think it holds up very well from that perspective as well. Now, in terms of the software longevity, this is going to be, as I mentioned before, one of the more interesting things going on for this particular phone. And kind of the problem, not necessarily a problem, but kind of the thing going on for this particular phone is that you are getting a device that, it's not going to last as long as something like the Google Pixel 8. So that's going to be kind of the more interesting thing. With the Google Pixel 8, that's going to be a phone that's going to last a longer period of time. And if you're wanting a phone that's going to last the longest time, I mean, this is probably not going to be it. It's probably going to be the Pixel 8. But keep in mind that the S23 is still going to be here for a long period of time. And that device is still going to be supported and still going to be here, for the S23's, perspective. So you're not really going to be missing out too much from that side as well. From a performance side, this type of phone has that Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 chipset inside with 8GB of RAM. Now this phone's performance I think is very good. For what you're getting, this is a very solid performing phone, and I think that's a very important thing to keep in mind. Like if you're wanting the phone that has the best type of capability and the best software, this is a very decent option. Like this thing is going to be giving you a very solid experience, which is something that's really cool and something really important to keep in mind. So if you're wanting the phone again that's going to last the longest amount of time, although this won't be it, you're going to be getting very solid performance from it. The chipset's going to still be very strong for the most part. Most games and most apps that you play are also going to be very strong. So I think that's something that's super important to keep in mind here too. So personally for me, that is just by far one of the more important things to keep in mind. And to kind of finalize it, what I'll tell you is I definitely do think the Galaxy S23 is a very good phone to buy. It may not be perfect, but I think Samsung did a really good job with this phone this year. And I think for the most part, if you're wanting a phone and to kind of like move on with your life, this one is a very good option. And I think, and it will stand the test of time for a while. So in terms of that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.